From water deep to Icewind dale, unlikely friends fight tooth and scale. A little faith, a lot of rage, to bring the summer back again. Now roll the dice, see how they fall, don't waste your action. Bonus action. Heroes, tortured and trapped within the mist, hunted by horrors from out the abyss. We've seen friends fall, but must endure, survive to see the sun once more. Now roll the dice, see how they fall, don't waste your action. Heroes.
Before you do that, you should probably decide who is hosting.
It's got to be you.
You're the hostess with the mostess.
It's not my game. Over to you, Steve, in the studio.
Okay, well, welcome, bonus section heroes. Icewind Dale we're playing today, and we advise Tom on how best to trim his hedge.
Not a
Yeah.
euphemism.
Well,
Could be.
I think the advice was good
Never.
either way.
yeah, it's words to live by. Right then, do we need a reminder? It's the
Yeah. What's occurring?
vertical gravity tower from hell.
We were being befuddled by a lift.
Tock
Yeah.
fell upwards.
Technically, falling upwards, that would be flying, wouldn't it?
Nah,
It was falling
the way I did it.
I think is what it was.
yeah, multi-directional falling.
Rage falling.
I forgot to rage. I just fell.
So everything, I think at the end of the last session, everything reverted back to normal. So the plate fell back down to the floor, narrowly missing you as Spider Tock, I think, emerged just back, and Eris emerged back on top of Spider Tock, back into the room where you all are, where you currently find yourselves.
Oh, am I still a spider?
I'll drop it once we return to people.
Okay, I best not talk then.
If we've returned to people, you're no longer a
Or I'll just
spider.
make
You're good.
noises or whatever spiders say.
Loud spider noises.
Oh, it's so hard to get shoes for this many legs.
They're all different sizes.
They don't have feet on them.
Socks are too slippy. What is going on?
I'm just gonna pinch myself. Maybe I've just dozed off in my chair. I wake up in a minute thinking I'm late for the game.
I tried socks, but it's like ice skating everywhere. I don't know why I'm a mildly European spider.
Don't change
Mildly
me. I'm full of
European.
chocolate.
It's a German spider.
I'm going to run between the spider's legs and hug Eris, as I moments ago thought you were dead.
Mm-hmm. And suddenly, Talk will as Cast comes into contact with Ares, Talk just appears back. The spider's gone and it's Talk.
You have a little.
I had so many legs.
Is everyone okay?
We're fine.
All good now.
You're. Yeah, you're not squashed. That's what's important. How does this lift work?
There's a plate, and if you step on it, it turns the falling the wrong way. The you know how there's the stuff that keeps us on the ground? Suddenly it doesn't keep you on the ground, but it keeps you up there. So if you step on a plate, you're going to, and the plate is also going to rush the other
I think
way.
what you're trying to say is it makes you heavy, but it makes you heavy upwards.
Doesn't make any sense. So if you step on it, suddenly the lift comes up to squash you. I don't.
Yeah.
How does that work for anyone that wants to get off at a floor?
Maybe and that it you're only heavy upwards, right? All the time, or are you heavy downwards some of the time?
It depends on whether or not you've stepped on the plate.
So how about we don't
Or
step
how
on the
many
plate?
times you've stepped. Yeah, I don't think we should step on the plate. I
So
was
is the plate
fine
the thing
until I
up
got
there, or
up there. And then you've
Okay.
got the thing that moves. And I don't think that's to help you get anywhere. I think that's to squish things that step on the plate.
What about that scroll? Like if we're heavy upwards and we use that featherfall scroll, then we can float upwards, not
Yes.
downwards,
Go
which is
slowly
flying.
once we
I'm
get through
pretty
any
sure
of
it's
the
flying.
doors, but I mean, I can also just use a scroll, or I can cast it on us.
did you? It looked like you went in one door. Did you hear anything? Look in any other doors?
I did listen to one of the doors and hear something in there, didn't I? On the way out.
Yeah.
Then there's the one we actually went in and found books and stuff. So I'll give the books and such to Frederica. And then so I only really listened to that one, and then I passed that one, and there didn't seem to be anything in there. And then I went right to the top, and that's when I nearly got squished. And then the next thing I knew, Tock had fallen up there, and then we went into another. I'll kind of lean and I'll point to which rooms I was in at and which room I went into. How many rooms were there in total that I passed?
Whatever that picture shows, forgotten. I think there was 3, maybe.
3, maybe 4, or is that top one not?
3.
Yeah, probably only 2 floors above the one you're on.
I can cast Featherfall on all of us, and we could slowly.
Yeah, so there was our door, the door that I listened at, and there was sound.
Should we go talk to the person upstairs?
Well, that's if it's a person and not just another trap.
Another enchanted item or something.
Yeah.
Still,
But maybe that's what we're looking for. Maybe it's like the anvil.
I mean, based on what we've found so far, it's probably like a talking chaise longue that's going to beg us to recline for a while or something. Just seems to be people from this lost age liked talking furniture.
I could recline for a while.
I mean, no, I think Tock's right. I mean, if we can fall slowly, we should be able to get to one of the ascend slowly. We should get to one of the easy enough to get through one of the doors.
I would like this noted in the minutes of this adventure that I was right about something.
It happens fairly frequently.
Not about magic stuff. This is a first
This
for
is
me.
true.
Or about any of us taking minutes.
If only.
We used to back in the day. Back in Waterdeep, we had minutes.
I ran out of ink days ago.
Yeah. It kind of freezes up here anyway. It's quite hard to make notes without a pencil. Some wisdom of the north for you there. You're welcome.
Shall we go then? We step out there, and as long as we don't touch any of those plates, should be safe enough to fall through and walk through one of the doors.
Do we have to like step out and then do it, or how long does it last? We need to like jump towards the door so that we can grab it, so we don't just fall all the way up to the plate very slowly and then get squished.
It lasts for a minute.
And can you do? Would it affect all of us? Or?
Affect all of us. I'd have to cast it just as we step in, though. As we start to fall, I cast it suddenly, and then we can plenty of time to go in any of those doors. I have the
Which
scroll, I
one-
can use that. And then if we need to use it again at some point. But yeah, we'll have to get back down here. I suppose we could trigger the plate and then do the same thing to head back down, if assuming it switches things and then we descend rather than ascend.
Which way did we leave it? So we climbed down rather than falling.
We climbed down, which was up.
Yeah, so is it currently reversed at the moment? So we would be further falling upwards.
Yeah,
As you'd all got back to where you are now, the slab had fell down was the last thing you remember.
Okay, yeah.
oh, so it's down again.
We could switch it, couldn't we? Just touch the plate.
How are we going to
Want
touch
me
the
to?
plate?
Was the plate?
It's not
Is it-
maybe an arrow or a.
No, I mean I could sort that out. I think if the plate's visible from the bottom, is it?
I was just going to put a toe on it and withdraw.
It's the full. It takes up the full width of the
I
tower,
falling's-
doesn't it?
Falling's not really that bad. It's the stopping that gets
The whole
you.
slab is 15 by 15, which takes up the whole column. The button was only 5 foot. It's yeah. If you look down the hole, whoops, not pinging. But that is a replica of what's up as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll just create a fire bolt in my hand and use force, change the damage type to force,
Okay.
and fling it at the sigil from the other side of the door. This is the test.
Up or down?
The one nearest to us, so the down one,
The down one.
just to see what happens. If I'm not sure whether the sigils on top and bottom just flip it no matter where you press it or which one you have to press. So I'm just it's an experiment.
Okay.
And I will be
Fireball.
ready to pull him back in.
I'm doing it from outside the
Fireball.
door, that's why I'm using a firebolt.
Shoots out and impacts the symbol on the floor, and a lot of dust is disturbed, and as it quickly dissipates, you don't notice anything unusual. Plate hasn't moved. No sight, sound.
I guess it means actual physical contact.
Gravity might have changed. The plate might not have moved. Is there a pebble I can just throw into the void?
At the bottom one, you can see, yeah. There'll be enough little rubble. The tower is damaged. You kick anything out and or throw something out, it falls and behaves as you would expect it to.
Okay. Try the up one, Tom.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I mean, Fredrita.
Create the firebolt, just stick my head out briefly and throw it at the one at the top and duck back in again.
Okay.
Force damage again.
Yeah. Similar sort of thing. It kind of hits the symbol and sort of bursts out in a little bit of light, but because you've set it to force damage, it kind of impacts. You can sort of feel the shock wave, and the plate kind of shifts and moves in somewhat. First thing you notice is the pebbles that you just kicked off Cass shoot back up, shortly followed by a 15-foot square platform comes crashing up the tower.
That seems to be it then. Up and the down. Perfect. Oh, we've figured it out.
Is that the way we want it to be?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
yeah,
want to
we
go
want-
up and.
We want to go up, don't we?
I mean, radical idea. We could just get a pit on and whack it in so it can't move.
But it's your sense of adventure, Talk. This is fun. We're using the magic that was created here, thousands of years ago.
It's
With
cool.
it
I mean,
now.
it would be better if it didn't crush you into the ceiling. It'd actually be a valid way of traveling up and down.
Mm.
Must have been ways that we don't understand.
You could
I've
call
heard.
it like an elevation or
I
something.
wonder if there's something on the platform that allows it to be controlled, or there was some magic they knew then that we don't now that allowed
The
to
last
control it.
the last place we were was full of things that were people but not people, that were just trying to kill us.
Mm.
I think this is just here to kill us.
The Megan.
Maybe in the
Hmm.
great age of magic, they didn't walk anywhere, so it didn't matter because they all floated, so they didn't touch anything.
I mean, what we've seen here, anything's possible. Although I doubt it.
Can we just
They didn't
try
need to
and get
walk.
upstairs? Because I'm really worried that that will just I still don't understand it, and it will randomly fall and kill us all. So
Would it be a good idea if, in case things don't work, if we leave, if Herd was to stay at the bottom here, and when we can shout down, then he can throw something onto the sigil at the bottom and activate it if we can't from the top.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Or we throw Herd on it.
If he was here, that would have probably been his idea.
Yeah, I know. He'd have already gone. He'd have already stepped out.
Yeah. I'll find out.
Okay.
Make it easy on Steve.
Do it. Whatever you're gonna do, do it.
So who's doing what?
Okay, if the four of us step out, if we all hold hands and step out into the gravity well, let's say, and I shall cast Featherfall, so we ascend slowly. Which door is it we need to go into?
I
we
think it
should
was
try the first one.
I think it was the
That's
first
it.
one that you heard the voice behind, Eris.
Can I go on the end because my halberd's a bit difficult to hold without one of my hands?
You step out, and it's strange, as expected. You begin to ascend. You feel the grip of gravity take hold, and you feel your stomach lurch as you begin accelerating quickly. Then the magic that Threadreader casts intervenes with that and begins to slow your descent in a much more controlled way. Your momentum carries you because that's the way you were heading, towards the door. I guess you can hope that it's not locked.
Grab the door. Grab the door.
Yeah, it isn't locked, and it opens up. Yeah, it's similar sort of room. That is from the top floor that you managed to explore and investigate, with lots of shelves and things knocked over, and books and papers scattered all over the floor, and cracks in the stonework. But you do hear that voice once more. Oh, I say, is someone there?
Yes. Hello.
You're not a talking chaise long, are you?
No, just the candelabra.
Okay. Hello,
See, I wasn't
candelabra.
far off.
No, that's not my name. That's what I am.
Oh, so sorry.
Luminous is my name, of
You're
course.
not gonna start singing, are you?
Would you like me to?
No.
Yes.
No, well, I don't.
Oh, that's a shame.
You got a
Well,
friend
it's
that's a
nice to
clock?
meet you, Luminate.
Yes, would you be able to just perhaps lift this shelf so I can... I've been trapped here for quite some time.
Allow me, in case it explodes. I'll go lift the shelf.
And this feminine candelabra sort of emerges like a small animated object, you guess. You would presume, Threadreader, you've seen similar. You haven't seen any other thing else like me around here, have you? Any other animated?
It's a clock, isn't it? Or is it a
You
teacup?
have seen him. You've seen him. Where is he?
No. It was just a guess.
Oh,
It was just a guess. No, we haven't seen him.
Timesworth.
Why are you talking? You realise that you're a candelabra, right?
Yes.
We did meet a talking anvil in another building.
Oh, what was their name?
Oh,
Not sure I've met any anvils.
I'm not sure we asked. I feel rude.
You don't want to meet the anvil, I'm guessing. That might end badly.
Not really.
No.
They were I don't know.
Yeah, but think about what the anvil does.
They were very helpful actually, and didn't seem at all unfriendly. Just quite hungry.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I'm suggesting not to introduce the talking candelabra to an anvil that eats magic.
Wise, but I probably think that these items are. I mean, can you leave this building, or are you bound here?
I have left years gone by. Is this possible?
I've read this fairy tale. Is there a large beast walking around somewhere?
No, not that I've seen. Oh, perish the thought.
Good.
You're not an evil candelabra, are you?
Oh no, heaven forbid.
I think I hit my head when I fell upwards as a spider, and I'm starting to hear ornaments talking.
No, we all hear them.
God, I must have hit my head really hard if you all hear it.
Now, this is the Tower of Transmutation. Things like myself, very common back in the day, of course.
Must have been a wonder.
Oh, yes, it was.
When was back in the day?
Well, it's difficult to keep track of time without a clock. You see, Timesworth used to keep track of that sort of thing. But I would imagine it's been many, many years.
Steve, would I know roughly how long ago the Netherese Empire was in its peak?
You can make a history check.
It takes so long to find stuff on here. There we go. Oh gosh.
For a total of 12. Oh, okay. Say it was around 400 years ago, give or take.
I mean, if you want an accurate answer, we can start looking through all of these books and see if Cogsworth is underneath one of them.
If I was a clock, where would I be?
On a wall.
On a mantelpiece.
Luminate, did your friend have legs? Or was it the sort that you hang? Are we actually doing this?
Apparently.
I just imagine it must be a very solitary existence being a candelabra, and the least we can do is find your friend.
That would be nice. And to answer your question, originally no. But as a result of the Enlightenment, shall we say, it was gifted with some vestigial legs.
I mean, how tall is Timesworth? Similar to our height, or
Oh no, not so tall.
If Timesworth has legs, can they walk around on their own?
Yes. Which does have me worried a little, which normally I would expect to have heard from them, but as you say, it's been many years.
When did you last see them? Because I don't know if you've been outside the door, but that that floor thing kind of crushes things. So
Oh
You-
no, that's a little test for the apprentices, of course. Most scholars who are admitted to this tower have to prove themselves with minor transmutation cantrips and either fly or manipulate the material in the stones to travel through, or whatever. Normally, it's usually quite inconsequential, but it's normally deemed a bit of a rite of passage. That's usual.
so you can do magic like that then?
No, I'm not a mage or an apprentice or a scholar of that nature. I'm merely a...
Candelabra.
Yes, you have it.
I mean, you don't even have candles at the moment. That
So
must be,
down on Luminate.
it must be
This-
hard for you. Would you like a candle?
That would be nice if you have some.
I think I've got a candle. If you would, how many do you need?
Well, 3 fills the set, of course.
Okay, I'll dig 3 candles out of my bag, and I mean, I don't know the etiquette for sticking candles in candelabras.
Just be gentle. That'd be quite okay.
Just Tuck asking for
Put them in.
consent of a candelabra to insert candles in them.
Oh my! Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Light
welcome.
anyone?
Oh, you want to light them as well? Okay.
Oh, after that, yes.
Flint and steel out, and I'll light the candles. Don't be
Oh,
burning
yes.
the tower down with us in it.
Oh no. That would be no good. That wouldn't benefit any of us, especially with Timesworth still possibly wandering around or trapped as I was.
Could be that they're on another floor and they're just not strong enough to open the door.
Maybe you wouldn't be able to traverse
Well,
around, would you?
Perhaps he's lost track of time.
We
I
could call
didn't-
out. I mean, if he's within
God.
one of these rooms, he might hear us. Just have a go. I'll stick my head out and just yell, "Timesworth!"
No response.
I feel like I'm in some sort of weird hellscape.
Have we broken you? We've
I
broken
all
Cass.
I want to do is sing, but there are dad jokes and all the character names are wrong.
And it's oddly sexual.
Yeah.
This was
It's
designed.
consensual.
I do.
It's a mess.
Well, I mean, we could start a floor-by-floor search.
Well, have you been to any floors already? There aren't that many floors, of course.
Red Reader.
Yes.
But I wouldn't see you like mold stone.
Oh, I can. Yes.
Can't you just mold us through the ceiling so we don't have to go on that annoying lift?
I don't think that much. It's quite a lot.
Could also just make a kaboom.
So if you were a talking clock, is this the first floor? And do we count the floors from the bottom or the top?
This would be, let's see, ground first. This would be the second floor, I think.
I think. I mean, I could create like a ladder down the side of the wall here. I think, but it would use up quite a lot of my ability to use magic today.
No, it was just if you had an easy way of. I mean, I could smash through the ceiling. Maybe it depends what it's made of.
Before we do any smashing, though, we should. What was this room, Luminance?
Oh yeah.
This was just an archive. Much of this tower is a repository of histories and names of grand wizards and Yeah, so but of course, specializing in transmutation. It's a place of learning and training for those that were inclined.
Sorry, Fred Reader. I was just going to ask if there's any good books about killing a demigod that's a bit of a bitch.
Well, there may
Specific.
be. I can't say I've read every book in here. I generally just shine the light for the people that do read them.
You must pick up some though. I mean, do you not read yourself while you're performing that role?
Yes, but honestly, I don't understand a lot of it. It's a bit beyond me, I must admit.
You and me
You
both.
must have read.
You and me both.
Actually, we have been looking for something. I mean, it doesn't require understanding so much as the anvil we met kindly told us part of an old old phrase or rhyme or poem, I guess, would have appeared that way. It's called the Arcane Octad. Have you seen it?
It's yes, it is said that there is a line to each of those in each of the towers, actually, in the city. Where would it be in this tower? I would guess the vault at the very bottom floor, or below the floor. In fact, it is hidden, of course. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that. Oh, anyway, there's nobody around to complain. I imagine they're all broken now.
Well,
The candelabra is a little bit more robust.
Yeah, well, we did just give you 3 candles after however many years.
It just seems a
least
fair
you could
trade
do
to
is
me.
help us a little bit.
Are you saying there were other animated sentient objects, not just you and Timesworth?
Oh, yes, many.
I wonder if that's where Timesworth is.
You weren't dating a feather duster, were you?
I don't like to kiss and tell.
It's a bit of a forward question. Sorry.
I mean, would if we were calling out for Timesworth, if he was in the vault, would he hear?
And possibly not. No, that's it is usually completely sealed. Aside from when the switch is activated, of course, then the floor is made ethereal.
I hate this place.
Oh, that's fascinating. So if he were to switch the switch and step out to be pushed down by that paddle, the floor becomes ethereal, so we could just pass through it.
Well, yes, but then you would have to realize that you would be fighting against the force of attraction to the ground, as it would be reversed. So you would be up. You'd have to go up, if you see my meaning. And the little candle flame is sort of gesturing and flicking bits of molten wax around.
Do you mean ethereal though, or because like in my time I've hit a few things hard enough that they've kind of turned to mist, but I wouldn't class that as ethereal. I'm just checking what you mean by ethereal.
Like I said before, I don't fully understand the workings and machinations of these arcane setups. But what I have seen, what I've witnessed, is when an apprentice who wishes to access the vault, or perhaps one of the high transmuters, they would raise the platform to activate the switch. They would then fly down into the vault to access its contents.
So we could just... Oh, marvellous.
Flying, I can't fly. You may have noticed.
We could climb down.
I can't decide if this is a new high or a new low for me. I'm getting advice from a candlestick. And I get the feeling it probably knows more than me.
If it's all possible for me to illuminate you, then of course I will.
So if the floor goes up and flicks the switch, but then the floor moves again, does that mean the switch goes off and we get etherealized
No.
by brute force?
It
Get squeezed through a very small hole.
I think it's on a timer. I think it just switches itself off after a few minutes.
So we have to prepare to reactivate it and then head down. Okay. So I'm thinking it might be wise to. I think I could put effectively like a ladder up and down the side of this so that we could travel up and down no matter which direction gravity was in.
1 second though. 1 second. Cass,
Mm.
you're good at. How do you tell if a talking ornament is lying?
Are you lying?
Me? No, of course not.
I mean, I don't know that it matters. If we would wait for it to turn itself off and full and then activate it again so it raises up to the top, and then someone was to climb down quickly, test to see if the floor is ethereal. If it isn't, they can dive through and stay and wait with her for the rest of us to follow them. If we
Sounds like
tie a rope
plan.
around their waist, we can pull them back quickly if needed too.
Okay. Because I think out of all of us, except maybe Herd, I'm the most likely to survive being
And you
smushed
could
into
read the
stone.
last one.
I don't want to be a spider though.
I mean, I'm perfectly happy to test my own hypothesis. I know it's risky.
I don't want to scrape you up if you're a pate. No offense, you're a big fella, but you're a scrawny fella.
Shall I do it then? I shall create a ladder up and down the top, from the top floor to the bottom, while I can.
Okay. What range?
I can use it
Wait.
Read the spell.
Wait, will the platform just crush the ladder?
No, I mean I'll recess the ladder
Like
into the wall.
indentations into
indent into the wall.
That's why we've got you with us. You wouldn't get
So I
outsmarted
think
by a
I could
candlestick.
do 8 connected 5-foot cubes. So I could do it at intervals so they're spaced out so that we could go from one to the other, and just indents in the wall so that we could. I think that would work.
What's the name of the spell?
Fabricate. I've just put it up in the chat.
Oh,
It's a 4th level spell. It's quite a high one.
and what I would say was possibly a problem, unless you can explain to me how you would do it differently with this, is that you're actually not trying to create anything. You're actually trying to create an absence of something. You're trying to make a hole or a void into the wall, aren't you? So you're trying to remove material rather than convert material.
I think I'd use the material from the recesses to create like the indents. I'd create them outside. So you use the material, so you create it out as like a little bit of stone and let it drop. And in the process of letting it drop, I'd also look down and see if it falls through the floor and check if it's ethereal.
Okay, so whatever you take out, it just falls to the floor. Okay.
I'm creating, like, if you like, little sort of maybe 3-inch by 3-inch, kind of 10-inch long blocks of stone from the stone on the side of the wall. So removing the sections so it's like a ladder, and then just creating them as spaces. I could do them with joined up so that they could in 5-foot cubes, so that they then drop down. I'll see if it falls through the floor.
Or you want me to try and catch him?
No, just create like an inverse ladder if you like. Like, so that what's left on the wall is the mould of the ladder I've just created in the 5-foot section.
Mm. So you're doing it down.
Just up the side from down, and then I'll continue up as far as I can, so we can go into other rooms if we want to.
Okay, so it's 20 foot to get back down to Herd's level, another 20 foot to get down to the base level.
If I do it between the doors, so because it's in 8 like 5-foot lengths. So how many
Yeah,
can I
after you
do
joined up.
in the doorways? So we can climb into the doorway and then climb into the next doorway. If you see what I mean? Just between the floors.
You're putting indents between the floors that are steps, basically.
So basically, like, yeah, create a little ladder between one doorway and the other in space just next to it, using the material, so it creates the mold for the ladder
Okay.
in the wall, and then the ladder will presumably just drop
Yeah.
up or down.
Yeah. Whichever way. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, because of the range, I'm just telling you how the distance between the floors is 20 feet between each floor. So as long as your spell can do that.
You could always
120 feet. Okay, you got plenty.
Yeah. So I'll go down and then as far up
And
as
then
I
whatever-
can
yeah.
before I run
Okay.
out of spell.
You can always
Okay.
spread them out a bit for tall people, and we'll just carry the little ones up.
You do this. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it appears, and you hear the crunching of stone as it begins. This ladder begins extruding from the side of the wall, and as soon as the last sort of tethers separate from the wall, gravity takes hold because you've got nothing left to hold on to, and it falls to the floor and just smashes into rubble on the floor at the bottom. But what remains are the handholds or cavities in the vertical wall.
Is the floor that the lift, is that still at the top, or has it descended since?
It comes shooting past right now, down.
But before it shot past, everything was falling down and it was crushing the floor.
Yeah, it sort of almost happened at the same time. Yeah.
Well, I could reactivate it, and if we get something in here and throw it hard enough, we can see if it goes through the. We're in the first door, aren't we?
The second floor, I think. But on.
Second floor, so it's 20 feet between the floors. Top, do you think you could throw something up in the air more than 40 feet? Not me, no.
Not you, Ares. Thou art muted.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I thought I was talking out loud then, but I guess I was just thinking. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can throw things.
Well,
If you want, with enough spins, I reckon I was just imagining it, just like how I would throw you 40 feet. It would be difficult, but I think if I got angry enough.
I just mean by way of testing to see if the floor is we can pass through the floor before we climb down and risk the ceiling crashing us, the lift crashing us.
Yeah, I'll just grab a bit of rock or something.
Brilliant. So
There's bits of rubble knocking around. Bits of broken wood from bookshelves and things.
I'll just find something with a bit of heft and a bit of weight.
okay.
Just say when and which way.
Okay, I shall poke my head out again, and when you see the lift shoot past, then try and throw it down, but as if you're throwing it up. What you understand? Because it will be the wrong way around.
Yeah, throw it down.
Yes. So
But down will be up.
exactly. So just I will change. The lift will shoot past, going up, and if you stick your head out and throw it down as hard as you can, and see if it goes through the floor.
Okay.
Okay. So I shall again firebolt force damage to the key key on the top.
Okay. It dissipates against that top symbol up distance in the roof. The dust and the pebbles fall up, shortly followed by the big slab comes shooting up, and you hear it crack and slam on the ceiling.
Okay, Top. Over to you.
I'll chuck it.
Okay. Just make an athletics check for me, please. Easy peasy. Yeah, the small sort of fist-sized rock that you have, somebody as strong as Tok, it's no real issue to launch this up. And it's strange. It kind of decelerates the further and further it gets to the floor, as if gravity's trying to take hold of it and send it the other way, but it has enough power behind it, and where you would expect it to crack against the floor, it just kind of passes through. It disappears out of view for a second, two, and then it comes back up and shoots up back towards the ceiling, up the tower.
Fabulous. It works. It's true. Thank you, Lumen. That's very helpful.
Of course, my pleasure. I mean, if it helps us find time's worth, all the better.
Fingers crossed. So, if we wait a moment before we climb down and optimize the time we have to get there, when the lift drops again, I shall move it back up. But we have to decide. The thing is, someone will have to remain outside to switch the lift again so that we can exit, I presume. Unless there's another exit. Do you know if there's another exit from inside the vault, Lumen?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know.
Bird can do it.
We'll get her to do it. You okay, Cass? You've got that face that I do when I'm trying to work out how much the bill is for a meal in the tavern.
Yes. Fine. This is wizard stuff.
It is. And I'm actually quite glad I'm not smart enough for it to hurt my head. Kind of going over. I know how to throw stuff.
Vagueness of a higher power is where I sit. This is Threadreader's bag.
Eris will just like reach up and pull on Cass's sleeve. I miss grass and the sky.
Me too.
We've been in here quite a long time.
We're in here so we can have grass again. Don't forget. And see the blue sky.
I know.
So
it's a bit much.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It is.
It's wonderful. I mean, everywhere we go here, it's just everything's just so brilliant.
Threadreader's having a lovely time.
Yeah, maybe you should marry it.
I mean, I could stay here, and I mean, even just going through this tower, everything in here, it would take years.
It's lucky we don't have years. We're so lucky that we don't have years, because if we don't find whatever this weapon is and shove it where the sun don't shine for the Frost Maiden, then
the sun won't shine.
The knowledge is going to be worthless if the world's If everyone's dead out there.
As you're having this conversation and discussing the vagaries of the arcane aspects of this place, and approximately 10 minutes pass, and the slab comes shooting back down again.
Was it supposed to do that? I've lost track.
No, that's what Lumen said it would do. So it would be a good idea to yell down.
We got to get in there, do the doing, and then come
Yeah,
out
it
before that
shoots
goes
up.
back up.
Exactly. So we need to explain to Herd what the plan is. So I can just stick my head out the door and yell down as loud as I can, Herd, and explain what we're going to try and do.
Okay.
Do you think you can? Do you have a way of activating the hitting with something that sigil at the top while we're down there?
Just looking what he's got. I'm not sure he has. He's
I
got
can
some
leave them in.
throwing weapons, but it's quite a distance.
What's the range?
60 feet for a hand axe.
How far has he got to throw it?
So 20 feet between floors. So 1, 2. It would be 60 feet, I suppose. But that's the disadvantage limit, and he has to hit the target.
Yeah.
You can just keep throwing pebbles. There's a lot of rubble about.
A javelin. What's the range on a javelin? No, that's also quite short.
I can stay out here if you. Well, I don't have anything force. Let me see.
Well, I mean, I can stay out here if you like. I can stay on this floor, and then I'm closer. What if there's more of those green people with no thoughts in their heads?
Well, I could stay. I desperately want to go in the vault, but I could stay outside.
You stay. You go in the vault. Don't worry about it.
Just to save you killing yourselves looking through your spell books, it doesn't have to be force. I think any kind of impact or something similar to a bit of a damaging spell, or if you can do something that would interact with it, it doesn't take much pressure to depress it.
And sacred flame it.
Would I be able to cast Grasping Vine and use that to press it? Just keep
if
Grasping
you've got the
Vine up.
range.
Such a high spell slot for just that.
I've not got many spell slots left, so
Don't waste it. I'll stay up here.
the only other thing.
Worst case scenario, Threadreader can fly. Can Threadreader fly? Okay, you can turn into an eagle and get them out of there.
Fly.
You have Lock with you.
Yeah, if you're squashed, I can heal you. So I'll stay out. I'll do it.
What about Velian? Can she do anything useful yet?
Yeah, I'm right here. Okay.
I know. I feel like we got a really bad deal when we made a deal with you. You literally have been of no use at all.
I mean, I imagine Velen has something she could use to.
Can you fly, Velian?
No, but my owl can.
Yeah, but your owl will get squashed. It needs to be a spell.
Velen, you can. You can throw a firebolt or something similar, can you not?
Do you want to go down there?
I would very much like to see.
I'll do it. I'll stay here. Just go.
I'll stay with you then.
No! You're the... As you said, if anyone's going to survive getting hit by a large metal plate, it's you, and then you'll have to carry them out of there, because I won't be able to. I'm fine. I'll be here with Lumina.
And Herd's
Yeah, you'll be on your own with a candlestick we don't know. And Herd.
Candelabra, and
I know Herd's down there, but he might wander off.
No,
I
I
will
mean,
get to know them.
if we all climb down to at least the floor level, and then Cass stands with Herd and Velin, and then Locke can send a message to say when we're ready for them to activate it, and then we can do
You're
that.
all worrying so much. Yes, that sounds like a good plan. Go.
I'm not worried. I just want to jump off now, but I don't like leaving you on your own with talking candlesticks and Velin.
Velen's coming with you.
Yeah, I would like to see.
Okay, that's fine then.
Herd will be there.
Well, if he stays there, he might wander off. He does like wandering.
It's probably why it's a good idea to leave him
He's
attended.
probably already gone, actually. He's down on the ground floor, isn't he?
I shall shout down again and make sure he's still there.
Takes a few seconds. He comes back into view. He's been wandering around.
I will ask
Like
him.
he's like he's here.
I'll ask him to get some rope prepared so that when Cass we get to the bottom, he can grab Cass and throw some rope out to Cass so she can jump in the door because it'll all be reversed.
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
We can do it the other way, I suppose. Do I have any rope?
I'll leave. I have rope that I can leave with you, Cass, but you need to look after it because it
I
is...
have rope.
Okay. I've got the diamonds. Well, should I leave the diamonds with you?
Leave the diamonds with me.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I
I'm
shall
just going
get
to
a
sit here
massive
and.
bag of diamonds and hand it to Cass. It's a huge bag of diamonds.
I can't wait to see what this plan looks like. I'm excited to see what happens.
And we pan out, and a narrator starts to say, and that's
What?
how Cass was the sole survivor of the.
Second,
Cass and Candlestick, the only survivors of the necropolis.
the Threadrunner will lean out. This is the plan. Okay, I will lean out, activate the platform. It will shoot up. Then we'll immediately all climb down. And when we get to the ground floor level, Cass will throw a rope to Herd, who will pull her through the door. The rest of us will travel down into the vault. Then, as soon as we've done what we need to do in the vault, Locke will message Cass to tell her that we're ready to come up, and then she will activate the platform. It will shoot up again, and we'll throw. I've got a rope, so I can throw that down, which will be up, and then Herd and Cass can pull us all through.
Okay, so I jump now.
No. You wait. I'll tell you when to go down.
Okay, just tell me.
You stand at the front, and when I say, you climb down and go straight through the floor.
So I climb down, but it's up.
Yes,
but it is
so you'll
down.
have to get on all fours and get ready to go out.
Matt, I don't need you RPing my inner monologue. I can't take it.
It's my inner monologue too.
Remember, when we're climbing, we'll be climbing down head first, but it will feel like you're climbing up.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Right. Look, Thread Reader, just tell us. Just say go.
Okay.
If
you go on all fours with your head inside the door, Doc, and when I say go, you start climbing, and everyone get ready to climb. Follow you. I'll go last.
I actually think I'm understanding. Like, do you remember? Oh, you wouldn't remember. In Waterdeep, I invented iced cream, and apparently, if you're not a white dragonborn like me, it can give you quite a headache. I think I'm starting to understand what that feels like now.
We'll be fine.
And I'm sorry, Cass, for all of those ice cream headaches.
I love you
had
all
no
very
idea.
much. Don't die, fuck off.
Where's Locke? Is Locke staying? Coming?
Locke comes with us to message Cass to tell her when we need her to activate the thingy. Because he can telepathically message, can't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He seems to be able to do all that sort of stuff. I assumed he could.
He does have telepathic speech.
Okay.
But he does need to be able to see them.
He's got
Choose one
sending
creature
as
you
well,
can
hasn't
see
he?
within
But that's
30
quite high
feet.
level.
Okay, that's different then.
Unless he's got something.
No, you could yell.
Yeah, I'll just shout.
Oh, I have an idea. Hang on.
Another one?
No.
Don't have any more ideas. Just let's just go. We'll figure it out when we're in there. Cast it. I'm gonna go. I'm ready. I'm ready to climb.
Okay, well, I'll cast. A quill will appear in my hand, a magical one, and I will give it to cast and say, when that disappears from your hand, we want to come up.
Right.
That's my magical quill. I can create it and then end the spell.
Or just flip it every
Okay.
5 minutes until we come out. Go. Go, go, go.
Okay. I think that will work anyway. So I will throw up a fire bolt to activate
Okay.
the platform.
Plate shoots up to the ceiling.
Start climbing down, which is up.
Rage climb. Tock in the
No,
lead.
I'm just gonna climb.
Yeah. Okay, who's following? Eris. Who's next?
I'll go see whoever's. I'll go keep going.
Okay, you staying on this floor, Cass? Or are you climbing to try and reach Herd's floor?
I'd like to stay here with Luminate, please. I'd
Okay.
like to canonically find a book by Mr. Walt Disney,
Okay.
and we'll read that together.
He's a famous red wizard of the Fae, I think. Okay. Quick athletics check from everyone climbing, please.
Oh, maybe I should have raged.
Eris, you have inspiration from last game, remember? Just a reminder, in case you need it for anything.
Oh no.
Oh.
I've used too much of my brain power for climbing ladders.
How does inspiration work? Do I just get a roll again or
Yeah.
advantage?
Roll again.
It's a
if
D.
you want to.
Isn't it a dice added on top, or is it an advantage?
I think that's
Depends how you do it.
bardic inspiration. I think.
Oh, yeah, it might just be advantage then.
Oh, thank fuck.
That's better.
We'll take that one, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so you all make it up to the ground floor, or down to the ground floor. This is confusing. And you're in the lead, Tock, and it's strange, and you have to see it to believe it, and you go to press the floor, which is above your head, and your hand passes through, like there's nothing there at all. It's almost like an illusion.
Tock is going to go, hold his breath, and then I climb through.
Okay.
As he goes through the floor, I'll yell to him, "Turn around so you land on your feet!"
As you climb through and cross the threshold so that you're not in line with the column, as you hear Threadreader's advice, normal gravity begins to take over. But with that shouted advice, you can make an athletics or dexterity with advantage. Okay, and you land deftly on your feet. Everyone else following? Dex or athletics with advantage, as soon as you know what to expect.
If I'm down, I will be looking for them, ready to catch anyone that falls through. Well, except maybe Fred Reader, because he's a bit big.
Did you say we could use Dex?
Yep.
So would that be acrobatics?
Yep.
With advantage?
Yep. Nice.
Double 50.
I'll take what I can get.
So you're in a small subterranean chamber, covered in piles of coins, coins that you don't recognize or would have seen. And among all this treasure lies an unusual miniature grandfather clock and a skeletal body. What's next?
Well, let's have a look at that skeletal body, see if it's got anything on it.
Okay, make an investigation check.
No. Told you. No.
It's a skeleton. There's
He's
lots of
dead.
bones there. Yeah, you think he's probably dead.
He's been dead quite a long time, I wager.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably good bet.
The lack of any flesh is a telltale sign. What else is in here? Is it dark?
There is some torchlight that blooms to life as you enter. It's magical light, of course. Oh, it's been so long. Finally, thank you for coming.
You're not a clock, are you?
Yes.
Oh. Are you a water clock, like they get in water deep, or are you some sort of ancient magical clock that works differently?
Well, ancient is merely a point of perspective, but I could tell the time and I could track time. That's really my main function. But I've been stuck down here for, I would say, 372 years now.
Around 400, I thought so. I told you.
Excuse me, are you Timesworth?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, so you're friends with Luminous?
Yes. Very fond of her. She's very wonderful. Great company.
That's good to hear.
She's fine.
Oh, good.
She has got 3 new candles.
After all this time, well, I imagine that they would have been quite low in this time.
She's looking for you.
I bet she is. I've been stuck down here after my master here managed to get himself trapped when he spent just a little bit too long down here, and the floor ceiling sealed back over again, and of course he ran out of air and oxygen, and he asphyxiated to his death. It was quite unfortunate.
Well, that's
It didn't take very
tale.
long.
I mean, don't suppose you know what's in here that he was looking at?
Oh, it was all the treasures of the Arcane Tower of Transmutation.
They're
Lots
books,
of
aren't
wealth. Lots of wealth.
they? They're books, aren't they?
Look around, and you do see there are lots of coins of valuable metals, ornaments. Yeah, it does
Those
look like a
aren't books.
traditional. There's probably some books knocking around as well. It's a big chamber.
Book.
It would take some searching.
Frederica won't be very disinterested in any of the jewels or money, but we'll head towards any of the books that's not on the floor.
We could really use Casabel now. Eris, you're good at seeing.
I can give it a try. Do I notice anything of use or worth?
For what you doing a search? Did you say?
Yeah.
How many of you there? Tok, Threadreader, Velin,
Lock.
Eris,
Lock.
and Locke. 5. Okay. Yeah, you can begin rummaging through, trying to pick out things. Or is there anything specific that you're looking for? Or is it just a case of filling pockets and?
Yeah, I was just doing. I'll look at Eris and Fredrida and the others and be like, well, we haven't really had a payday since Waterdeep, like at all. Would it be rude? I mean, he's dead. The city's dead. The mindless green people, they're probably not going to have any use for this.
I would say you've probably been here for about a minute now. I don't know why I feel compelled to tell you this. It's just in my nature, I suppose.
Okay, and how long does the air last?
Well, forever while the opening is open.
Okay,
We
right.
should be okay.
I'm going to
But
start. Sorry.
I think we should be okay with the air talk, and Cass will make sure we continue breathing. But thank you for the update on the time to work.
Oh, you're most welcome. That's my function.
That's
You're
really
very
useful.
good at it.
Yeah, it'd be handy to have you around and do that all day so that we don't lose track of things. I'm going to take some of this money.
If
And-
that's okay.
It's not mine, and I don't see anybody else to complain.
No.
Is there anything we could do to help you?
If you could get me out of this damn chamber, perhaps give me free rein, get back up to see Luminous, that would be
Well, she's waiting for you. She's got some new
most
candles.
agreeable.
She was very worried about you, so yeah, I'm gonna have a look. You know, there's no weapons in here. Is there like any god-killing weapons by any chance?
Not that
Very
I've seen in
specific.
the traditional sense. The weapons, as I understand it, bladed devices or pointy, sharp things or that sort of thing in nature, and really its treasure or the arcane ornament in nature usually hold vast histories and have all the arcane enchantments woven into them, and you wouldn't even notice. And he goes rambling on about
Oh,
various
just like
items and
I think Tuck would almost like have a moment where he just goes, "I'm gonna see if I can get some cash."
yeah.
And I'll start seeing if I can get some valuables, but looking for anything that looks interesting.
Okay, you've probably got, I would say, with the 5 of you.
I won't be looking at the money, so I'm listening to him talk
Okay.
about enchanted things. So
Okay. I'll say, how long do you want to stay in there searching? Or at what point do you want to try and begin your retreat or escape or exit?
well, I think once he's talking, I mean, he said enchanted items. I was listening quite closely, and then I will take about. I'll let him listen for a little bit, and then I will try and interrupt him to ask him about the Arcane Octad. If the others, so maybe like a minute or so of him rambling on, I'd interrupt him.
Yeah. Okay, he'll direct you straight to a tablet. It's sort of, how do I do this on screen? Sort of that size. Adamantine with this phrase etched into it. And it's one of the a line to the right of the Arcane Octad, which will say, after you decipher it, 8th, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison.
Sorry, what was that, Steve? Sorry.
I'll paste it in chat.
Thank you.
8th, stand in the circle of death and consume poison. I think you said. Stand firm in the circle of death. I mean,
Whilst
circles
you're
of death are
down
not
there,
always bad.
what did we need to make the Majin?
I don't even know what that is. Sorry.
You need, let's see, You needed 2 keys. You only had 1.
Look for a key!
What was the thing you were looking for? I think you had everything else.
In my
Quicksilver, you
searching,
found some. Yep.
do I see a key?
You do not see any keys.
Excuse me, Timesworth. Do you happen to know where there might be a key?
I've spent many hundreds of years down here. I've been through most of this purely out of boredom, I must realise. And yeah, so pretty much I could say I've been through almost every item in here, and alas, I've not found any keys.
Okay, well, thank
Did
you
I tell
for...
you I think you've probably been here? Let me just check. And he pats his face. Oh yeah, probably I would say around the 5-minute mark that you've been in
Ha-
here now.
If his face is the face of a clock, but like, what are his hands that he is patting his face with? What are
Just
they?
poking out the side, just extensions
Are
of
they
his wooden
little
body.
kind of like wooden?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and the same for the legs. Just very thin.
Has he got knees?
Yeah, too small for the body itself, but they're all in one, so there's no like real joint. It's like he's just wearing really long socks.
This is upsetting me, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, me too.
I think we should leave then shortly. We have the Octad.
Have I found anything, Steve, of any use?
Sorry?
Have I found anything of any use, or is it just junk to me?
You've been filling your pockets. Threadreader's been looking for artifacts. He's found the Arcane Octad, and he's looking for anything else. So he's ignoring coins, looking for other. Can you all do a collective investigation check, please? Group investigation.
I know you think that this is probably not the best technique, but you never know. There might be something really good underneath all this money. So if I clear it all out, then maybe we'll find something.
Excuse me, Timesworth. Do you think there's anything in this room that's of particular value or use?
Well, I would say pretty much the entire contents of this room will hold some esoteric value of some sort.
Is
Of
there
course, it's all
anything?
relative and in the perspective to the beholder.
Sorry, what's esoteric mean?
Do you know? I'm not quite sure. I think I heard it once.
I wouldn't worry about it if I was you.
I need to know now. What does it mean?
I don't think you do.
What if it's really crucial to this, whatever we're trying to do here?
I don't think it's ever going to be crucial to anything that you do.
I'm not sure when the switch was activated, but I think we're approaching the 8-minute mark now, and I would hate for a similar fate as befell my companion here as to befall you, fine folk.
Well, we
Especially
wouldn't want
since
to
you're
worry
my
you.
only
We're not going to
means of escape.
suffocate instantly, are we?
And I wouldn't worry too much. We have a friend out there who's able to release her.
Well, it seems you've thought of everything.
Yes, well, we wouldn't want to worry you now, would we? Is there anything in this room that might help end an everlasting winter? Or just very powerful and could help us stop someone or something from enacting an everlasting winter?
No, I don't think so. I think that would be more towards where the Arcane Octad may lead you. There would be more more significant artifacts sort of in the center of the city.
Is there anything in here that could make someone more intelligent, and not just from learning?
Hey, I'm in the room.
I wave the book around in the background I just picked up off the floor. Wave it towards Aries.
If someone had the mind to purchase a fine education with this wealth.
I think we might be past that point, but thank you for your knowledge.
You're most very welcome. And if I might be so bold as to ask that you help me out of this chamber when you leave,
Yes,
that would be
we'll
most appreciated.
do what we can. How big is this clock?
I would say he's probably a little bit shorter than your average gnome.
Okay.
I'd
How much
say
would you say he
just-
weighs?
Just shy of like 3 foot, and I would probably say similar weight.
A large carriage clock. Or
I can put him in my bag, I guess.
ship's clock.
I shall take my rucksack off my backpack and hold it open.
Oh, very kind of you, good sir. It's, I think I'm almost glad that I can't smell, but I'm not going to criticize anything at this point. It's after so
There's
many
only-
years.
There's only a little bit of dried reindeer in there, to be fair.
And I have no idea what that might smell like. I'm afraid my imagination has been my only company in all these years, and so it has run away with me a little bit, I must say.
Smells a bit like raw reindeer, but dried.
I don't know what any reindeer smell like. But I trust you, of course. And as
Okay.
he's climbing in, you notice dust begin to rain down, and you hear this sort of soft patter of pebbles sort of dropping around. And then all of a sudden, wham! As the slab slams shut and the ceiling becomes solid once more.
I shall create a new quill in my hand, and then that means the one that Cass is holding disappears.
Sacred flame.
Okay. Okay, and the slab raises once more, and the floor becomes ethereal again, or the ceiling in your bottom chamber.
Shall we?
Let's go.
I didn't find anything good. I just found cash. Sorry.
I mean, I'm assuming you all tried to pick what you thought was most interesting or most valuable. So you none of you have left empty-handed. When you get to somewhere of safety, you can spill it all out onto the floor, and I can tell you what you've got.
Got a talking clock on top of it at the moment, so can't really go through it. Shall I go first?
Lead on, dear Top.
Okay. I shall stand for a minute and just like ponder the gravity of the situation, quite literally, and then I will climb up, being aware that my legs are gonna.
Well, there's actually
flips
no
the
way
other
to
way.
get to the ceiling now.
Oh,
But if you was to step into the central 15-foot square, you would notice the gravity change. So all you would have to do is step into that central column.
I like to think that Tox probably stood there for like quite a few minutes, like looking, trying to figure out how to get up, and then just takes a step back to get a better view, and then goes.
Well, yeah, so you start hurtling head first towards the roof.
I shall
Okay, I'll try and-
immediately. I see him
try
disappear
and grab
quickly.
on.
See him disappear quickly. I shall cast Featherfall again on all of us in the room.
All of you, okay. So I'm guessing you're all stepping in at roughly the same time then, and you will drift slowly towards whichever floor you choose.
We can leave now. So
First floor. We need to get cast down. Well, let's reunite. I'll go up to the floor with the talking candelabra and Cass on it, and you go on the first floor, and then we'll climb back down, which is up, or
Yeah,
up, which is down?
As soon as the platform drops, you can just climb down the ladder and walk out the room.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get off on the floor with Cass and Candlestick on.
Okay.
Luminaire, whatever their name is.
All right. So, since time's worth bored us all to death, we'll cut to the chase, and you all get to the first floor, using the means that you've created with the handholds, etc., and you can all reunite. Let's see what you hold.
And I shall let time's worth out of my bag and
Well, as he lets time to out of his bag before we reunite them, I will. Oh, wait 1 second, and then I'll just polish up the front of the clock, and I'll say, "There we go, all poised and polished and gleaming with charm."
Oh, good sir. It's almost as if you read my mind. Well, he must put on a good show, I guess, after all these years. It's been some time. There is the hall.
holy moly. Ooh. Oil of etherealness. Don't know what that is, but it sounds fancy.
I can put items into whoever's inventory is taking them. And you just add the gold to your party funds, if that's where it's going.
Where are our party funds?
I don't even know if we've got any anymore.
Yeah, here they are. Okay. I can put the gold in, or do we want to move
No,
it around?
Put it in.
I can should I keep hold of this tablet? Do you mind?
Okay, go for it.
No, I quite like
When I
it.
get back to Candlekeep, they shall be fascinated by the material, by the script, by the people studying all of this.
The little turquoise animals are quite cute. They look good on a mantelpiece.
I also like the animals. What kind of animals are there? Are there any whales?
There are no whale,
Oh.
but there is a bear. There is an elk or reindeer style type. They're quite crudely carved, but they're very beautiful. Almost like, it's not that it was bad craftsmanship, but it's almost like the art style. It was deliberately carved in a vague way. It's the artist's style.
Would it be okay, Eris, if I have the elk? There's not many of us left now, and
Of course, Tom.
help me
Take
remember.
whatever you want.
I'll take the little elk.
There's a bird of prey, something resembling some kind of small predator, maybe like a fox or a wolf, something like that, and a few other assortments of different type animals.
Do we need to get to the next tower then? I get the feeling we've got a few more of these to go through.
We have the first and the last of the phrases, I think. So I suggest we just.
How do you know
Make
how
a
many we
circle.
need?
It's an octad talk.
I've never met an octad, but
Oh, it means there's 8 phrases, and we have the first and the 8th. Listen, look, the first one, I shall sit there and recite the 2.
yeah, but how do you know there's 8?
Because octad means it's a poem of 8 phrases. That's what that word means, Tom.
Oh, You could have led with that.
I thought. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we've got 2 of them,
Yes,
and we need some more.
fill in the gaps exactly.
Yeah.
So we need a wand. We know we need a wand from the Nether Oak. So I suggest if we go round in a circle to the towers, collect the rest of the phrases, and then head to the Nether Oak for the wand. And in the meantime, I hope that we find the other things we need, because it sounds like someone's got to drink some poison.
I don't mind drinking poison. I used to do that for a bit.
Well, I suppose while we were with the clan, there was what we drank was a little like
Well,
poison.
You drink a little bit, and you kind of, it doesn't affect you so badly. That and this belt seems to make me quite less affected by poison, shall we say.
That's good news.
So
do our
finished in the
little
tower?
living ornaments friends, are they just going to wander off, or do they need some protection, or what are we doing with them?
They look. If you glance over there in the corner, they're quite comfortable, chatting animatedly. The candelabra's arms going here, and the clock hands sort of waggling like an old man's moustache, and they're chatting, and one of them laughs a little. And
Oh, look at them! They've got hundreds of years of nothing happening to catch up on.
Sorry to interrupt the pair of you, but we're off around the city to investigate a little more of these towers. I mean, we happy to leave you on your own. I imagine you have a lot of things to talk about, but would you like to come with us?
there really isn't anything for us other than each other now, I would say. With everybody seemingly dead, we don't know any other life outside of this city. No, that's right. And what would we even do? We don't eat or work per se, and I think a few more 100 years at least until we get bored.
Okay, I'll take the last 3 candles out of my bag, and I'll just put them on the ground next to them for later. Don't use them all at once.
Luminous doesn't say anything, but where her head would be as she looks up at you, just a single bead of wax just rolls down. Oh, thank you.
That's quite all right. I never use candles, really.
It went. That got Hazel so much. She's just logged off.
Fear in my lungs. It's really painful.
Well, have a nice rest of your existence.
Yes, and same to you, and I'm afraid that we never really ventured much further than this tower. That's all we know, really. But I mean, if there's anything we can perhaps help you with any further, or if you would like to ask our advice for what it's worth, then of course feel free to come back.
I'm almost certain that Eris will come visit you. She has a long list. I've seen it. There's lots of. They're usually animals, to be fair, but no.
If you'd like some company,
There you go.
I would be more than happy to visit.
Oh God, I'm gonna say it. You could come back and live in one of our homes.
Maybe not
What's it
mine.
like?
Well, yeah. When I get back to Candlekeep and report on all we found here, I imagine there'll be teams of people coming to study everything we're finding. So
They could choose guides.
Well, that does sound rather exciting. You said
I think so.
place
Hopefully
you're
we'll be
from is
abundant.
called Candlekeep.
It's
Wow.
it's my home. It's the place. I know.
Sounds
I mean,
amazing.
you could once they're here. I'd be happy to. We could take you back and see it. But it's nothing as grand as this place here. I'll be honest.
Well, you know where to find us.
Oh, wait, is that us walking away?
Yeah.
I just need to tie it up with a little ribbon. I've had this building up inside of me. It hurts so much. As we walk away, a little teapot just follows us to the door, and we hear "Tale as old as time."
In the voice of Angela Lansbury.
Yes.
There we go. Does that feel better now?
Well, that was weird.
This, I mean, it's. And he keeps. Throdrid is just turning around, looking at everything around him, just gesticulating. It's just there's no words.
You're right. I never would have dreamed that this great civilization of the past was made up of talking ornaments, and all that they achieved, even though they're clocks and candlesticks, is incredible. I think we may well find a talking chaise longue before this adventure is over.
Turns out it's the true big bad of the campaign.
Yeah.
Yes. Chip
Writing
and
up a
Dale.
stat block as we speak.
Chip and Dale, the evil chaise longue.
Yeah.
Legendary action.
Right. Well, what's the next one? What's
Route
the nearest
line.
tower?
I guess the nearest one that you can see now would be this one to the northeast of the map, the purple.
Oh, but Threadreader and I see this shiny-looking place.
Oh, where are you
Which
looking?
one? Oh, that one.
It's on the way.
Oh,
You could pop in.
you
never
could pop
know.
in if you wanted to.
We might get distracted and end
So
up talking with a sentient waffle iron or something. I can
That's not the first thing your mind went
What?
to. In the world of inanimate objects that can talk, Matt's first thing was a waffle iron.
That's
It's
a
got a
waffle.
natural mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, I just need to
Waffles
find
go
that
really
video
good
now.
with ice creams.
I'm scared
Eris.
what video Steve's looking for.
I'll get it later.
Eris has
Oh,
not tried
gosh.
ice cream.
It's one of my favourites of all time. Farting waffle, you must have seen it.
Oh, yeah, no, you've sent it
Oh, it's
before.
amazing. I love it. Do you want to go to the shiny thing?
Yeah.
Always shiny thing.
We'll just stick our head in.
Okay.
Just stick
well,
our head in. Just like
as you
oh.
walk up to it then and without committing, you
Yeah.
see four kind of basalt columns supporting this huge mirrored dome over the top. And on this dome, of course, is reflected all the city's tallest spires and all the caverns, vast stalactites and all the glowing lights. And it's all kind of kaleidoscoping off this domed, reflective roof.
I've been thinking if whoever named stalag things, they should have called them stalagups and stalagdowns, because then it's easy to know which one you're supposed to use.
Tights, hold on tight.
Do they? Well, but when you can't rely on gravity, it doesn't work, does it?
But so, in stalagmites, there's an M, and if you write an M, it points upwards.
Okay.
2 arrows pointing upwards. So they go upwards, they point upwards. And if you write stalactite, the T points downwards, but you have to do them in capitals.
I'll have to take your word for it.
That's only using the common alphabet, of course.
Yeah, okay. So I just have to write it down every time I see them, and then I'll be able to remember.
Well, you don't have to write it down. You just have to understand how letters work and what they look like. And remember, stalactites point down, stalagmites point up.
But I'm doing my best, okay, and I will just start walking off.
Do you know, interesting fact, mountain giants have over 200 words for stalagmite.
Really? How many words do they have for stalactite?
Only
One.
100. They're much less interesting. They're too. The caverns are too small, you see. They can look in and they only see some things.
Having a weird day.
Wake up, Veronica! Wake up!
Been watching too much Young
A
Sheldon.
weird dream. Are we going in there, or are we going to that tower? Because it's full of stuff, and it'll be like draw an M in the air, and then a T. Whatever.
Go in. Let's go.
I'm going to the tower then.
Okay.
Okay, you head over to the tower, wondering what mysteries lay behind. You kind of have to tug Threadreader, and he's not looking, but he's kind of acquiescing, mainly because you're stronger than him.
Very nice use of the word acquiesce.
Oh, you're very welcome.
He's full of the fancy words this evening.
Sorry, I was
Esoteric.
still in Timesworth's character there.
Sophisticated GM.
So this tower, obsidian, black stone, shrouded in a gossamer mist, just kind of drifting around. There are eyes carved into the stonework, and they appear to fixate on you as you get a little bit closer. They'll and kind of look at you.
Oh no.
At the very top, spire, a purple light just ever so slowly pulsates and then recedes, pulsates.
Is there a... Sorry.
No, is that good or bad?
Can we see any runes that would indicate the type of magic this tower's about?
Yeah, well, in fact, the eyes that lock onto you, they're stylized, they're runic in nature, which is the sort of symbol for illusion.
Good. So those might not be real eyes.
Yes, I'd be careful of believing what you see in this place.
It's an easy way to tell if an eye is real. Poke it.
Knew you were going to say that.
No, everything needs a big brain solution.
That would work. I mean, I'm not criticizing.
Oh, I see. You're just
I just
very good at predicting the future.
Somehow knew that's what you'd say. Should we find the door?
Yeah. Is there a door?
You can find a door, but it does seem to be all blocked up with rubble.
As we approach,
Right.
Threadreader will just wave his hand as if he's expecting the hand to go through the rubble.
Yeah, you just at the last minute kind of look, raise an eyebrow at the others, and put your hand on a cold rock.
Oh no, it is real. Oh, that was slightly disappointing.
It was real. Sorry. I was was thinking about M's and T's and stalagmite things.
Well, nothing happened when you touched the rubble, so I guess we can just. Does it? How much rubble is there? Is this going to take a long time to shift?
I'll move it. I'll start shifting. I'll start like scooping the rubble out of the way.
Yeah. Anyone helping, or is it just talk?
Yeah, I'll help.
Everyone helping. Okay. Everyone make a group athletics check, please.
Is that athletics with advantage? Or just everyone make it.
Just everyone making it, yeah, and collectively we'll see how many successes you have.
As we're moving the rubble, Threadreader said, just listen, Tok.
Oh, sorry.
Stalagmites be painful to sit on. Stalactites, so you'd better duck.
You're just making it harder to figure out what I should. That's like even more rules now. The MTs are hard to sit on or something. I'm just
Well,
going to call them stalagups and stalagdowns. And if you don't like it,
you could say that this kind of knowledge, this information, is quite esoteric. Not everyone needs to know it. Just some people, and only some people will know it.
you know what esoteric means.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It's information that's only not everyone needs. It's only for like a. Do you know what the word niche means?
That's an Elvish word. I don't know if you know.
I think it's for knees.
Um,
I'm going to guess. I'm not going to lie.
So you know, there's all kinds of knowledge that Threadreader has that Threadreader needs for what he does, but we don't need it because we don't do what Threadreader does.
As they're talking to me, Tok is just getting more and more frustrated with this conversation, and that's why I got 26, because I'm like really starting to get annoyed with the rocks and like picking big ones up and like chucking them out the way.
You hurl one out the way, and a few more kind of tumble and sort of replace. Not in any danger, I would say, but as you look up, you do see danger, and you see big boulder rolling towards you, and you blink, and it's not a boulder, it's snow, big snow. It's just a wall of snow coming towards you, and it's going to engulf you.
Okay, who's next? Cassie's helping, right?
Fire!
I am gonna. Well, I got danger sense, so I'm gonna push Cass out of the way.
Okay.
Insight check.
Cass, you see Tok getting agitated by Threadreader and Eris's conversation, and he moves one boulder to the side, and then he looks to you, Cass, and then just launches you across the floor.
Do you want me to roll, or do you?
No.
No.
Why?
Nothing hits, does it? Or
No.
I'll shove you and go avalanche.
Anytime soon?
Really slow avalanche.
Oh God, Tok, come
Nothing-
here. I'm just going to
nothing
look
there,
over
Tok.
him and check that he's not. Look into his
Possessed
eyes.
again.
Yeah, are you cursed again? Is this happening
No.
again?
No curse. It was just a.
It was a
Don't know,
boulder, and it
you
turned
thought
into an
you saw
avalanche.
something.
And it was. I've been in an avalanche. You don't want to be in an avalanche.
I think
It's like drowning.
as I said, it's hard. You shouldn't trust anything you see here, but I mean, you were right to act upon it if you saw it, because it doesn't mean it isn't true. I mean, goodness, this is going to be a very difficult place.
This will be difficult.
It's already a difficult place. I'm so sorry, Cass. I genuinely thought something was coming.
It's okay. Like Threadreader said, good instincts. I'm glad neither of us are hurt.
I'll like wipe the dust off and help you
Good
up.
news is there's enough rubble's been moved. I think you could probably all squeeze through relatively comfortably, should you wish to enter. As you
Should I
look
go
through, you
first
just
or
see
not?
mist.
Should I have that fan?
Heard
Have I got-
stories of the mists. We shouldn't enter.
I've got something that can deal with mists, and I will pull out my
God.
fan from Waterdeep,
Yeah.
which I seem to recall had a pirate ship on it.
I think it's got a ship on the front, yeah.
Back.
Yeah, and I will
Throwback.
start wafting it towards the mist. Probably two hands, like really going for it.
Yeah, it does begin to dissipate slowly, of course, but it does dissipate. One
Knew
sec.
this would come in handy again. Kept it in case we met some ghosts.
Um,
Well, they're made of mist, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
you cleared
Yeah.
enough space to be able to see where you're putting your feet, and as soon as you waft a slice out the way, a little bit more slowly creeps in from the other direction, and you hear panicked voices call out, an echo from all around you as you enter inside this room, dark room. An explosion sounds from the center of the room, and then you hear heartbeats, sobbing, ragged, gasping breaths. Suddenly all the sounds quiet. And the mist begins to settle now. And then flamboyantly dressed mannequins can be seen lying haphazardly around the room. Looks to be almost like a very small, exquisite theatre of sorts. And these mannequins are just sort of lying in the seats. And there's a winding staircase that leads further up into the tower.
Like a theatre?
Yeah.
Those sounds that we heard, that sounded like a tiger tribe stag do I went to once. Probably more like the morning after. That was before they tried to kill us. Yes. Sorry.
Those sounds were an illusion, assumably.
Can everyone make a wisdom saving throw, please? Tok and Eris. You take 8 psychic damage as just the emotional bombardment just pierces into your brain, and it's gone in almost as quick as it came. But just the shock of it leaves you kind of heart racing, and the hairs on the back of your neck are stood on end.
I don't like it here. Let's go. Like no amount of humour is gonna make that be okay. We should go.
Let's maybe go upstairs then.
We can find what we're coming for and leave.
So the stairs are at the south of the room. I think if you walk, move your tokens there, but it should take you. If not, I'll just drag you. And keep going. No? There we go.
Ooh. Fancy.
This round room, nope, wrong one. This room is dominated by a large purple carpet in the centre, covered in eye symbols, as you know to be the symbol of illusion. There's a robed skeletal corpse slumped in a comfortable chair, sitting next to a small table covered in papers. There are eclectic hats and outfits strewn all over the floor and lying over various pieces of furniture. You do spot a chaise long toque, which you eye suspiciously, but it doesn't move or animate.
Don't say a word. Unless I'm threatening furniture.
Yeah, and lastly, on the far side of the room, completely opposite to where you entered, there's a grand ornate mirror.
I've always wondered if I can get away with hats, and I'll wander over to the hats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a vast selection. Styles you recognise from your time in Waterdeep. The other more well-travelled folks would recognise other cultures and styles, and some none of you recognise because of, I guess, their age.
You should probably ask their permission before you put them on.
What, the hat's permission?
Everything talks.
Consent.
May I wear you upon my head, hats?
There's no response.
I think they're fine with it. And I'll just start like putting one on and turning around. Like, yeah, no. And like taking that off, putting another one on.
Yeah, do you want to describe the hats that you put on?
Probably the first one is probably like a weird like beret. Which probably looks properly wrong, doesn't sit right because of the horns and things. No, okay. And there'll be like a more flamboyant sort of like hat with a big feather in. Put that on.
Everyday wear, definitely not everyday wear.
I can't really think what I would wear it for.
You'd have a party.
I already have trouble getting through doors anyway. Wearing this is not going to help.
Try another one then. Right,
They're a
let's
bit
make this
small.
last 40 minutes, Matt. Come on.
I'll just put the hats down. All right, sorry. I'm just trying not to think about those noises. Oh, there's a mirror there. I'll grab a load of hats and then just stand in front of the mirror.
Okay.
Trying them all on.
Doesn't appear to be any level above this room.
No, this looks to be pretty much near the top, what you can see access to.
And does that match up with how it looked from the outside?
Nothing matches from what you've seen from the outside.
Right, yeah, fair.
Actually,
Yes.
they look at the ordinary.
I'm going to touch the mirror.
Um,
Sorry.
Yeah, you touch the mirror and your hand meets, and yeah, you see your reflection. You see the room reflected behind you. But then as you take the hat off, you notice coat closet in the reflection. You turn out, there isn't one.
Look at that. Look, it's in the reflection, but it's not in the room.
Do we also see it?
Mm-hmm.
Try opening it.
It's not there in your room.
No, but can try opening it in the mirror.
It's
I mean, I
into
can
the
break
mirror.
the mirror if you think
Well, I just want to see if there's like if maybe over here is normal, but over here suddenly it does something.
Maybe it's invisible. Why don't you go and see if you can find it? Like you wander over there, and I'll be like left a bit, right a bit,
Okay.
up a bit, down a
I'll-
bit.
I'll do what Tok says.
As you direct, and Tok, as you get to the place that Eric's directs you, there is nothing there. There's no resistance. There's nothing that's invisible. There is nothing there. Nothing to interact with.
Nothing here.
Maybe there's something under the rug, and I'll pick the rugs up. Look under the rugs.
Yeah, nothing under the rugs.
Excuse me, room and items in the room. Any of you able to communicate with us?
There's no response.
Talking to you, Shays Long.
Say on these
Okay.
papers by the table.
Sure. Over on the table there, in front of the skeleton, there are 4 copies of a script. Yeah, like a manuscript. I'm not sure you probably would be able to read it. There's a spell scroll of Illusory Dragon and a deck of illusions.
Oh no. I just want to move the deck of illusions into my pocket for no one to ever find. I'm not going to. Thread reader. Have a look at that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Showing me the scroll.
All of it looks of interest to you.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. Who needs those items from the last tower putting into their inventory, or have you already done it yourselves? Potions and whatever else there was.
I just took the tablet. I didn't take the
I
rest.
just took the elk. The little
I
carved
didn't
elk.
take anything.
I wrote
Wow.
everything down in the loot.
If you didn't take anything, I guess I've got all the animals.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure you've got what you
Anyone
Just
who
use
wants?
it.
Let's do this. We'll forget about them. Potion of climbing.
Question: what?
Potion of climbing. Who tends to fall down holes? Tok. There you go. Oil of etherealness.
What does that do?
Makes you all ethereal and shit.
I think it's to use to oil your ethereal.
you'll be able to pass through solid shit. Not solid shit, but
Well,
Oh, yeah, maybe,
anything solid.
basically
Anything
solid shit. Nothing else. You can only walk through solid shit.
it was wandering the land for years looking for solid shit. What was the other one? Potion of etherealness.
I shall tell them. I shall identify what it is and say who would like it. So if we all need to do that, but I'm not.
I don't know why, but my heart is saying Iris.
It feels like something Eris should have because she tends to be the one
Oil
that
of
falls
etherealness.
things.
I'm gonna-
okay.
Thread Reader and I tend to stay at the back, whilst you tend to scout ahead. So
It seems like
Yeah.
these things should go to you two.
Okay.
Oil of etherealness is in your inventory.
Thank you.
all the other things. I guess we keep as a group and just use them as we need them and everything.
Yeah.
Can I have the tablet? Is it okay? Because I think my mother would like to see this.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Right, back to this one. What did we say we had?
That means something's cursed.
How dare you? Maybe. Spell Skull of Illusory Dragon, Deck of Illusions.
Do I want to know what this deck does, Thread Reader?
I look at it do I understand what it is?
You can make an Arcana check. Yeah, you've heard about these. You know
I
what they
shall
do.
continue to explain in graphic detail what this is and where they occur and far too many interesting things about them. Till I'm stopped.
Bradley, is there any magic on the mirror?
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, Eris, that's so smart. And I shall start ritually casting up detect magic.
I've put the deck of illusions in Cass's inventory until somebody decides otherwise. Detect magic. It's 10 minutes to go.
I mean, Thread Reader, you're welcome to them, but I do like the idea of Yu-Gi-Oh-ing my way through the rest of this campaign.
You have them.
Thank you.
Sweet. Detect magic. You get the sense of... Where is it? God damn it. I've got it written down here somewhere.
Won't do this. I won't actually do the spell because I think it's a ritual and it would just fill the room with a annoying template.
It radiates an aura of illusion and conjuration magic.
What?
mirror.
It's just
The mirror specifically, or anything
Yes,
else.
the
Yeah.
mirror specifically.
It's definitely magic, Eris. You were right. It's showing us something that it wants us to see, and also creating something.
Maybe we need to try and open it whilst looking at it in the mirror.
Taken a stalagmite off the ceiling in that last place, and now you're eating it.
Oh, is that ice cream?
no, stalactite comes off the ceiling, doesn't it?
Hang on tight. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening!
Do we need to like maybe try and open the wardrobe cupboard by looking in the mirror and then finding it? Because I told you where to find it, but you didn't find it.
If one of you directs the other, if one of us directs the other to the wardrobe.
I did that.
Did you do that? I
did that already, but I was thinking maybe you need to look at it in the mirror.
There was a story when I was growing up. And I try something, and I'll walk up to the mirror. I'm like, mirror, mirror on the floor, who's the gobliniest of all?
You just see yourself looking back. Maybe that's the answer you were hoping for. I don't know.
I think that is
don't
true.
need a magic mirror to tell me that that's you. You're like the top goblin.
Well, but maybe it only works when you're in a group of goblins.
I think it would still point at you.
I think I'm a little bit elven.
Yeah, I've kind of got the ears.
Mm-hmm. And the pep.
Now that you look, you do notice one of the ears is kind of hanging off at a jaunty angle now.
Oh yeah, it's never quite healed properly.
I mean, when I think of elves, pep is definitely something I think of first.
Well, I only really know.
Well, having a well-rounded personality doesn't make you a bad goblin.
I don't know that many good goblins. Does the most goblins need to be a good goblin or a bad goblin? The story doesn't really make much sense.
It's very much like it's objective to the beholder or the mirror that you say it into, which is, in a world where the mirror is sentient, makes sense.
Well, is the Reader, is the magic on the mirror or is the mirror magic?
It's just
Has a spell been cast on it, or is it a magic item?
probably both.
Okay.
They say.
Okay. And can I walk over to where I think the wardrobe is supposed to be? And can I kind of like, as much as Ares can, because she'll have practiced this. You know how owls can turn their head?
Mhm.
Like, she's gonna get as far as she can
Yeah.
to be like, it's not the full rotation, but
Yeah.
it's pretty creepy,
Okay.
I would say, to try and see the mirror as she reaches for the handle.
Okay. Yeah. You reach your hand out and you make no contact with anything other than what you would expect.
It's not there. Cupboard in the... No, that won't work.
Did you say there was a corpse in the chair?
Yeah.
I can talk to this guy if you need me to.
I don't think he'll say much. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I can. I'm sure we've done this before. Yeah, we talked with that head before. I can do that to this thing.
Oh, yeah.
While they're discussing this, I'll take a pearl out of my pouch and start ritually casting Identify on the mirror.
Okay.
It'll take 2 minutes, I think.
Sorry, was somebody doing something else?
I'll wait for Threadreader to do that before I do anything.
Okay. It doesn't identify a specific magical item, although it is magical in nature. It's not a known typical thing that you would have seen because it's ancient and probably high magic in some way. But yeah, this item or the mirror itself is magical. Yeah. What other information are you trying to find?
Just how it works. Just what the purpose of it is and how it works.
Okay. Make another Arcana check for me, please. Oh, tell you what, it's difficult to argue with that, isn't it? Based on your detect magic, the schools of magic that you have detected there, and the fact that you know there's something in the reflection, and no matter all the tests that you've done so far in trying to reach it or touch it or activate it in this room have failed, you start trying to think outside the box and presume that the mirror is in some way either a portal or a door or there's something beyond the mirror. So what you're looking for that's shown in the reflection is definitely not in this room. And you presume that it is I guess it would act as a hidden door or a secret door for its owner.
I shall walk towards the mirror and push my hand to the mirror.
Yeah, you feel the warmth of your own fingertips pushing back against you and stopping you from proceeding any further.
The oil. The oil of esotericness, or whatever it was. No?
Etherealness.
Yes.
You want
Good
to?
idea.
It's very smart if you talk.
Thanks.
You're full of good ideas, Tok. And now you're holding another stalagmite.
Well,
Yeah,
I got
these
two. This one's orange.
stalactites.
Mm.
Why are they
Okay.
flavoured? You're really not supposed to eat yellow snow, you know.
Yeah, what about orange snow?
Well, I think that just means that they were dehydrated.
In a minute, Matt's hands disappear below the desk and he brings up a blue pot.
Um, who wants the oil?
I feel like Threadreader would appreciate going through the mirror the most.
I think so too, but I worry if he goes by himself. What if he can't get back out? How long does this last for?
An hour.
Have a look. Okay. Oh, he'll be fine. Go for it.
Stay on the other side.
You don't want me to be ethereal. I can't smack things when I'm ethereal, I'm guessing.
I should try. Okay. We'll take it
Okay.
up. Eris offering it to me and just pop the lid and drink it down and then put my hand towards the mirror again.
It's oil, don't drink. Okay.
Oil, not a potion.
Now your insides are going to be
I shall rub
ethereal.
it over myself.
Intelligent,
oil.
not wise.
Yeah, I guess the way I imagine it anyway is like Frodo putting on the ring. So everything in the world is still there, but it's got that black and white sort of heat haze shit going on, and you don't see Threadreader anymore. And you head towards the mirror, Threadreader, and you are able to step through into another identical looking room.
By Torm, I think my idea killed him.
No, we can't see him, but he's still there, I think.
What if he's not?
We'll know in an hour.
We've turned him into a fart.
If this is you covering for having farted, just own it.
Yeah, all right.
I just need to check what this ethereal shit does. Can you interact with anything?
No.
Have I reconnected?
While on
Yep.
the ethereal plane, you can only affect and be affected by other creatures on that plane. Okay. You ignore all objects and effects that aren't on the ethereal plane, allowing you to move through objects you perceive on the plane you originate from. Okay, so you're not going to be able to interact with anything, but you can travel.
So I can't hear them or tell them anything or anything like that. So
you head over and you can see the closet that you saw the reflection of but couldn't get access.
I shall walk over to the closet then and then open the door.
Yeah, you can't interact with anything, unfortunately. You are ethereal.
If you can hear me, ethereal Threadreader, stick your face in it.
Go to look through the wardrobe. I was going to, look through the wardrobe.
Yeah, sure. There is there are a number of more clothing, garments, and a small ornate box, like a little jewelry box, perhaps.
How long does the oil last? Sorry, did you say
An
an
hour.
hour?
Yeah.
I shall start casting Unseen Servant as a ritual.
Okay.
And then have it pick up the box.
Unfortunately, because you are now on the ethereal plane, your unseen servant is cast on the ethereal plane and has the same limitations as you. You are on another plane of existence.
I can't do anything about this then without returning and possibly being stuck on the other side of the mirror. So ritual. I'm so tempted to just stay here and get the box. Can I see what's inside the box if I get?
Do you have dark vision?
No.
No, it would be too dark, unfortunately.
Could I cast dance? Would light work between the two? So if I cast dancing lights on my plane, would it illuminate the things around me?
I don't know. This is some real metaphysical shit. Let's just say yes. You then stick your head into the box, and you don't see anything of note. You see some dust, I guess. I mean, it looks like it could be. It's not dust. It's like a component, maybe a spell component, or gem dust, or something like that.
What happens if I close the mirror?
You cease to see any reflective surfaces.
I'm trapped here forever.
What happens on Tom's side?
You see actually nothing. You see your reflection, Tom.
Oh, wait 30 seconds and then open it again.
When it opens, do I see them on the other side?
No, you just see your reflection.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't try enough hats. I'll go and grab the rest of the hats and start trying them on.
Let's have a proper look around the room inside with I'll spend some time investigating. I know I've got an hour, so I know that box is in there. I know what's in the wardrobe, but I shall have a proper rummage around in the wardrobe and the room around in the remaining time I have.
Okay. Yeah, just make an investigation check for me, please.
Stick your face like through the walls, and
You've got an hour to do it, so it's not a terribly difficult DC. Okay. You think you've pretty much got the size of this room. You've seen anything that's possibly of value, although you can't sort of pick anything up or examine anything because you can't interact with it. It's hard to know what's of value and what's not, but you know where everything is if you wanted it or were able to get to it.
Is the box the only thing of particular interest apart from the wardrobe?
Yes.
I'm going to wait in this side of the room until it expires, and I'll do it with my hand as much around the box as I can.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else doing anything for this hour?
I'm going to look under the rugs. I'm going to move the chaise long and see if there's anything there. Maybe the
No, I
chaise
think
longue's
you've
dead.
already done investigations of that room. I think I've highlighted everything, which was the script, the
There's a
illusory
script.
dragon, and a deck of illusions.
Did you say there's a script
Yes.
for a play?
Yes.
What did it say? Someone read it.
Yeah.
There's a stage out there, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just some back and forth lines of some play, some dialogue, and some stage direction, and it's only a fraction of the whole play, so it doesn't really hold much context for you. But
What language is it written in?
it's written in what you now know to be Loros, which is the language of the Netherese. It uses the Draconic text, but it forms words that is probably the precursor to Elvish. So you'd need to be able to read Draconic
Oh, I
alpha,
can read Draconic.
and then understand the Elvish
Nice.
language.
I think you just shared something you didn't mean to there, Steve.
Yeah.
I stopped reading it.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So where's this illusionary script? Is it just in the air, or?
No, it's just copies of a script just lying
Oh, I
on
see.
the table.
I see.
Yeah.
And sorry, what language was it?
Draconic alphabet, but loosely based on Elvish spoken word.
Oh, you know, neither of those.
Cass, I recognise the letters, but the words are wrong.
So because Cass, yeah, and because you've got an hour as well while you're waiting for Threadreader, you could transcribe it and read it.
Annoyingly, I know both.
And you return to the material plane, Threadreader. You find yourself sort of half in, half out of an armoire, and are shunted a few feet so that you can materialize properly with your hand neither holding or within anything.
But I'm still in the other side of the mirror.
Yes.
Can we see him in the mirror then?
You can see him now, yeah.
I shall get the box to start with.
Yeah, the container that it's in is unlocked. Seemingly the mirror was deemed sufficient protection, and you possibly bypassed that now. So, yeah, it contains some. What does it contain?
Serious. Frederick's in the mirror.
Oh dear.
Eris, who, like, the longer Frederica's been away, the more she's started pacing, is now just kind of like hyperventilating.
Okay.
I'm regretting telling him to get oiled up now.
You see, so it's 100 gold pieces worth of jade dust in the small box. And now that you can touch things as you're rummaging around in that closet there, or in that armoire, the clothing in there is very finely made. Yeah, wouldn't surprise you if it was magical in some way. You all see Threadreader in the other room.
Can we? I'm gonna wave and shout at him and just see if I get any response.
And he can see all you. Plus, you see all your own reflections as well.
I wave back, and then I'll probably, I'll get some of the clothes from the wardrobe and just hold it up against myself in front of the mirror.
Very nice too.
Chris, I don't think he seems that worried.
It'd probably amazing to be in a reflection, but not actually be in the real world.
I'm just fascinated, and probably hasn't quite filtered into the brain that is just reading on how the mirror was made and what the box might be doing and everything like that. That I may be on one side of the mirror and not know how to get back the other side yet.
Cass, if I like write these, if I tell you what these letters are, maybe you can read it when it's in not draconic. Because it's not draconic, but it is draconic. But it's not draconic words.
Yeah, we can try it.
Can I just knock on the glass of the mirror and just call to Fred Reader and see if he can hear me and communicate in any way, shape, or form?
He can't hear, but he'd be able to lip read.
Okay. What's in the box?
All right, Brad Pitt.
Weirdest thing is that the furniture's in different places than a reflection. I didn't notice that before.
Is the chaise lounge in the box?
I think he said, I like eggs. I like eggs as well, Thread Reader.
He can't.
A scroll will appear from my hand, and it's quite thick-ended, and I shall write jade dust backwards on the mirror.
I don't know who that is. What kind of sound is dust?
We got the oil of etherealness. What was the other thing that we got?
Climbing.
Climbing.
Yeah.
Something else.
I'll start telling Cass what the letters are and.
Okay. I need to give you that thing without sharing the whole document, don't I?
Is it artwork?
It's a
JPEG.
PDF.
Okay.
You
might be able to open it and then just share that.
That's what I thought I had done, but I guess not.
You can trust us just to load the PDF and then not read anything else.
There you go. So it's
yeah, that worked.
If you can see it, it should just be the page that's titled "The Nether Trolls."
Yes,
section 5. That's what you should be able to read.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3.
I think it's for 4 players.
4 characters. Yeah.
And we've got us 3 and Locke and Herden, so we can do this.
Do we think this will have? Are we just going to do this and hope that it does something with the mirror, or are we going to do this on the stage downstairs?
Well, I mean, it's better to do it on the stage, but are you not concerned that this is scene 8 and we don't know what the other 7 are? Is it like an Octad? Oh, if Fredry was here, he'd know. Shall we do it then?
Do you want to wait another week when you've got more players?
Sure.
Only because it's nigh on 10. I
And
can
so
see
we
the
can learn our lines.
thespian in V just chomping at the bit here.
Yeah.
You should probably want to sit this out, to be fair, and let everyone
Characters. Tell me their background.
What's the motivation?
I'll just be fascinated by the clothes. I'm just going to be trying them on, I think.
Get to wear a hat after all.
I have a mirror and a wardrobe and a box. I'm going to put the box in my pocket and try on the clothes.
Yeah, you've got.
Oh, this is dramatic.
I haven't
put-
seen clothes like this since Candlekeep.
You put
It's
one of the
awful.
cloaks on, Threadreader, and you take a look at yourself in the mirror, and as you kind of turn round to look, you swear you didn't turn that fast, but the cloak just very heroically.
Well, I think this is something Tok would love, so I'm going to put that in my bag.
Another cloak you try on. It's a fine purple shade, similar to the other furnishings of the room. And you kind of absent-mindedly think to yourself, I wonder what this would look like in a nice crimson shade. And as you think that, it changes to the exact shade that you were thinking of.
I like that.
Was it, sorry, because my internet's been a bit dodgy and I've been running around trying to get Wi-Fi to work. Was there a mention of a scroll like illusionary dragon?
Yes, Scroll of Illusory Dragon.
Okay. So we're going to need that for the play.
Are we? It's lucky we didn't use it. Do we need the oil of etherealness as well?
The last cloak you try on, Threadreader, doesn't look particularly fancy or ornate, although it is well made and it's not showed any deterioration from all these years. And you look at yourself in the mirror for that one, and you see another Threadreader in the mirror. And as you look to see if it's another one of these optical illusions, sure enough, there is a illusory Threadreader standing just a few feet away from you, mirroring your movements.
Ooh, possibilities of this start occurring to me. I think I should keep this one on and pocket the other one, thinking Locke might likely well change his colour as well as his appearance.
So, 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Don't let me ever, Cass, don't let me ever have ideas again, because like I've had an idea and now Threadreader is stuck in a mirror because he listened to me.
Emmy's
He agreed
fine.
with the idea, it's fine.
I'm happy. I'm trying clothes on, and it's fascinating. It hasn't quite occurred to me that I might be stuck on this side of the mirror yet. But when I finish trying things on and seeing what's happening, I'll maybe occur to me.
Right then, I shall stop the stream unless there's any other messages. Yes, the nether trolls.
Hazel's fucking off.
I was coming back.
That was a very interesting session, Steve. Thank you. Oh, night, Davey.
See you, pal.
Thanks for
Night,
tuning in.
Davey.
Come back next week for the Nether Trolls live.
Having no fucking clue what we're doing.
Performance within a performance.
Like we're just gonna let V down. She's gonna be so ashamed of us.
Well,
Yeah,
if we're
I mean,
doing it in RP, it makes sense for Benor to be played by Cass, Simon to be played by Tok.
I want to be the narrator.
You could be the narrator. So, Tom, do you want to be? Can you play a villain?
I'm stuck in the mirror.
Locke can play a villain.
Who can cast the illusionary dragon spell? Is it just
Anyone?
anyone
anyone with
Scroll.
Cool.
I'm gonna
Just
read.
put on a very hammy British accent to be a villain. That's the way.
Yeah, that's true. Or Velen could be the villain.
Yeah.
She is the villain, really.
It was good. It
I've
was
seen
about
Nick do a bad British accent.
Yeah, but Velen could finally be useful.
But then that's why Velen can't do it.
Yeah. Can't break the habits of a lifetime.
Mhm.
Very well done.
Thank you very much.
Sorry
Excellent.
about the candelabra and the grandfather clock. Not my writing.
We loved it.
It was great.
That
It was great. If no one could see Veronica writing songs in Facebook Messenger.
I was genuine. I think I don't want to sound insensitive. I think I experienced ADHD. I just spent 2 hours in just singing songs. I couldn't focus. It was a gift and a curse.
Sounds about right.
Hey, tale as old as time.
Oh, it's a terrible day.
Yeah, it's Shrek, isn't it? This play. Well spotted.
We love it.
Maybe.
Shrek is a work of art.
It is. It is. Amazing. Amazing.
Many of you will die.
But it is a price I am willing to make.
Well, I look forward to
Well,
the
it's a price
performance
I'm willing
then.
to make. Yes, me too. We'll distribute the parts in the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try and get you the script so you can have a proper read of it offline.
Thank you.
Oh, is someone going to read the stage directions?
Can we do this? Can we practice and do this when we all meet up?
Yeah, it'll the next session, unless you want to leave it a session.
No. Well, I want to get the thing, but then I want to actually do a performance.
Do it in real life, yeah.
Well, we can do it offline as well.
Well, if it's Shrek, someone's got to do a bad accent, right?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be you. It's you, Matt. So you're gonna have to
Oh man, that's Valiant hands
if
down.
we agree to that casting, you're Shrek.
Oh, great. Right, I'll stop the stream then. Awesome.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Very good. It's
Bye.
nice.